If this had been a terrorist attack, Liz, we would call this a double tap, because you would have an initial explosion, you would have everyone rush to that, and then a second explosion to create as much carnage as possible. It's hard not to see this as in that light, actually, even though it's a state defence force that is carrying out the attack.
He's let the cat out of the bag, hasn't he? We call it a double tap attack as long as the brown non-state actors do it. If we do it in Iraq, it ain't the double tap. If the Israelis do it in Gaza, we're not going to use those words. If the Russians do it in Syria, grey area. But again, just like the Press Association and Reuters, the BBC are terrified of the Zionist lobby. If they use that sequence of words, this was a double tap attack, they'll be inundated with complaints. The journalist, and you have to understand this rationale, right? The journalist that makes that call, who will be a manager of some kind, will then be hauled in by their senior, say, look, we've got this response. You have to justify everything. You have to justify everything. You have to justify the truth, which after all is meant to be the point of journalism. There's a name for this. It's called the electric fence approach to public relations. Every time you do something, every time you call a spade when it comes to the IDF, you get a shock. Next time you think, is it worth it? Is today worth it in terms of being honest and fact-based in covering what Israel does? Today it's not worth it. This isn't that big a story. Maybe tomorrow there's a bigger story and I'm willing to take the hit. These are the kinds of calculations that journalists at the likes of Reuters, AP and the BBC are having to do every single day. The Zionist lobby know exactly what they're doing. They've done this for decades.